to the channel for a brand new Create a Sim video. And when I say brand new, I mean brand new in every way possible. That's right, guys. I have officially decided to start my first family for my save file of redoing and renovating all of the Sims 4 neighborhoods and townies. Oh, I can't believe it. This is seriously going to take forever, but that's why we're only going to focus on one neighborhood at a time. Our first neighborhood that is up to bat is none other than Willow Creek, and since this is the original and the first neighborhood in The Sims 4, I felt it was appropriate to start here. So without further ado, let's begin. The first townies we have up for this brand new save file are a sweet and adorable elderly couple. They have felt the tidal waves of life and drama and are finally enjoying the so called golden years. Say hello to Eileen and Vernon Holmes. These two lovebirds have been married for 49 years. They are excited to be celebrating the big 5-0 coming soon. Although in love, these two couldn't be more opposite. So let's talk about Eileen first. Eileen has always been known as the bright and shining star of her community. She is always volunteering at the local nursing homes, playing bingo with her fellow senior citizens, and donating to various charities throughout the nearby towns. This woman doesn't have a selfish bone in her body. When she was young, her family didn't have much. She remembers most the excitement she felt each year during Winterfest when Father Winter or Father Frost, I don't remember what he's called, would leave her an orange in her stocking. This was such a precious gift she always treasured since her family could never afford gifts of their own. When she became a teenager, she quickly began to seek employment. She found her first job as an assistant seamstress at a local shop in town. She found passion in creating her own things no one else had and eventually decided to go further with it. She began designing her own clothes and eventually saved enough to purchase her very own storefront. It was during her grand opening that she ran into the one and only Vernon Holmes. He was a difficult customer to please, but there was a connection between them, like that of a magnet. Perhaps it was their fierce determination. Soon after, the two began courting. Now, let's talk about Vernon. Vernon grew up very opposite that of his partner. His family had great wealth, and he was given the best education money could buy. Even though he was handed so many things, he would often try to hide it so as to not stand out amongst his peers. Before school in the mornings, he would scuff up his shoes and rub dirt into his clothes and on his face. His fellow classmates all assumed he lived on a farm or just had a rough life. That mentality and humble nature continued to follow him throughout his life. He was very frugal and always saved his money. He knew that his family had money now, but things like that can disappear in an instant. His father constantly lectured him about taking pride in who he was and wanted to prepare him to take on the family business. However, Vernon, he had other plans. He wanted a quiet, peaceful life. He wanted to do something that would make him different from those of the upper class. After an argument with his father, he headed off to become a school teacher. He loved his job. He loved seeing the smiling faces of all the children and seeing their progress. His biggest goal was ensuring that each child knew they had the potential to be something. One day, he heard of a new store opening in town and went to check it out. Upon arriving, he saw the most beautiful woman he had ever laid eyes on. He decided to purchase one of the items in her store, only to disagree with the price, his frugal nature showing through, of course. Even so, this couldn't stop the chemistry between them. Fast forward, and Eileen and Vernon were married. They bought a small house in Willow Creek and had two beautiful children, a son and a daughter. They raised them happily in their small home until their children grew up and flew the coop. Now, enjoying their empty nester lifestyle, they have settled in a smaller home, perfect for the two of them to enjoy the last of their days. Even so, they aren't fully alone. Recently, they welcomed a sweet elderly dog into their home named Jojo. Together, they make one of the most well known families in the Willow Creek community. They've been around a long time and have seen the growth of this small town. Although difficult at times to see places of nostalgia disappear, they welcome the arrival of new neighbors. What else do these three have in store? Will the community continue to flourish and grow? How will they live out their final days? Only time will tell. So that is the story, guys, behind the Holmes family. And so, as you can see, we have been definitely trying to prep these to look as, their best as they can. They're both a little bit of an old-fashioned couple, and I wanted to give, oh my gosh, I forgot his name, Vernon. I wanted to give Vernon a educated teacher kind of look with kind of the slicked back hair and the glasses, but he is kind of like a scholar, but he loves to read. His nose is always in the books, and you can see that as part of his personality is that he is a bookworm. He absolutely loves to learn new things. And as for Eileen, she's so creative. She loves making clothes, she loves painting, she loves doing so many different things. So she's really creative, while Vernon, he's more of an intellect, if you would. And so even though these two are different, they still have certain things that bring them together. And one of those biggest things is their love for their family. And so I just adore these two, and I think their dog Jojo is pretty cute. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not really a small dog person. I like big dogs because I feel like a dog should protect you. But you know what? For a cute little old couple with their children that are gone and, moved on to the big city or wherever they are, I felt that a cute, small little old dog that suited their personality was the perfect way to go. So, thank you guys so much for joining me for my first Create a Sim for this new save file. I hope you guys will check them out. They will be on the gallery if you'd like to download them, and I will be uploading their house soon in Willow Creek. So, on that note, guys, thank you so much, Tater Tots, and I will catch you next time. See ya.
I had been a wallflower for so long, standing on the sidelines, watching life go by. But now I hear something that sounds like a love song from the birds in the sky. Seems I'm